let's get into some nerdy news, ladies and gentlemen. Josh is joining us the first time for nerdy news. Let's see if he fucks it up. Marvel Rivals has announced a new competition called Ignite. It will have a $3 million prize pool and will include 5 major regions. I assume the 2 regions we're not including are Antarctica and the other one.
The other region.
It's kind of cool. By the sounds of it, I'm not quite sure how the prize pool is working. Because the stuff I said the final will have a prize pool of $1 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they mean $1 million is guaranteed for first and second, and then the other $2 million is for everyone else who qualifies.
I would imagine.
If the winner gets $1 million and the rest of the prize.
If they word it as final, it'll be first and second.
Yeah.
$1 million.
But it's kind of cool to see them putting money behind it already.
Yeah, I mean, they already put like 100k into NA's Invitational and 100k into the EU one. They've been doing these monthly ones with in-game open brackets, so this is just the next step up.
And they're doing it in a way that's like giving the scene space to organically grow instead of throwing. Yeah, and they're not throwing such an insane amount of money at it that people are trying really hard early, and then it's gonna. If the money ever dips, people are going to leave. They're putting enough money so it's worth people's time without just making it $30 million because we're Marvel and have loads of money. And then if that money ever disappears, people will disappear with it type thing.
It's a strange one for me because I don't have much Marvel Rivals on my timeline. But I saw obviously a lot of orgs getting into it.
Yeah.
And I've not seen anything else like since then.
So
since the announcements of the teams that are joining, I've not seen anything else.
So a bunch of them all
been
announced.
Any major competition since then?
No, they all announced for those invitationals because they must have been approached for something. Like they obviously partnered with esports orgs to do that one, which then kind of bumped them to all get into Marvel Rivals. And I think this will be the first thing since then where they might
the
actually
first
be
big thing anyway.
Showing their rosters properly.
The success of Ryan Coogler's Sinners has meant it will be releasing in 9 IMAX 70mm theaters in America from May 15th to 21st. This is huge for a couple of reasons. A, it proves the bit of marketing Ryan Coogler did, where he explains the different resolutions and stuff. Might genuinely be one of the most impactful bits of marketing we've seen for a film in the last 10-15 years. But the fact that a film of this style, an R-rated, brand new franchise film from a minority director and mostly minority cast, has made so much money that it is getting a second run in IMAX not even a month later is incredible.
Are they also doing normal IMAX? Or just
no, I believe it's just 70mm screens in America that are getting a rerun. Apparently, there are plans for it to re-release in all IMAXs later this year because apparently there's a gap later this year. But yeah, if you do have the opportunity to go see it in IMAX, do. It's a must-watch film. Thunderbolts, which we will do our full review on next week, has landed with 90+% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it, I believe, currently, or at least at the time of writing, the 3rd highest ranked Marvel MCU film, which is incredible. I think it's thoroughly deserved. I know we both enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's really good.
But we'll get more into that next week. This was a big bit of news that broke this week, seemingly out of nowhere. While on a podcast, Jeremy Renner said that Hawkeye Season 2 was 100% happening. They'd sorted out how long it was going to take to film, where it was going to be filmed, all of that stuff. Then they offered him his contract for it, and it was half of what they paid him for Season 1. So he said no.
Well, he's been on a mad one this week. He's been on about... I've seen TikToks coming out left, right, and centre where he's on about 4 different podcasts, suddenly like revealing everything about these actors.
I think it's just I think he did one massive deep dive interview on a podcast that covered everything that's happened to him since his accident.
I mean,
which is still insane. He survived, by the way.
Yeah.
I heard him like describing what happened to him, and he was like dead for like 6 minutes. And you look at him now, and you wouldn't even know anything had happened. I'm sure he's dealing with like day-to-day pains.
Yeah, he mentioned in his thing like all these like limbs ache, he's like jaws like completely messed up.
His jaw doesn't sit correctly anymore.
Yeah,
but it's insane that in 2025 people can survive something like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
I did see as well with this, like he even said it's not like he asked for more money or anything. He would have happily just had the same money, but they came to
Half
him
is
with half the money,
insane.
which, yeah. I guarantee that came at the time when Bob Iger was like clamping down on spending and stuff. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Which is mad because I don't know about you, obviously, you're the experts on this topic. I thought Hawkeye was one of the better shows, Disney shows that we've had.
They had a much more TV-like structure for it, and it benefited greatly from that. In fact, the success of Hawkeye being a more TV-style show made them realise they needed to make TV-style shows instead of a film cut into 8 episodes. So Hawkeye should have got a second season just for helping them realise where they were going wrong.
The fact that we're with Daredevil as well now, like, there's even more reason to do a second season of that. So.
Absolutely, but insane. Revenge of the Sith has finally passed $900 million at the global box office thanks to its 20th anniversary re-release. I almost booked tickets to go see this now that I've got my unlimited card, but I couldn't find a time that worked on like the 3 days it was in the cinema for, which made me quite sad because I've never seen this film in the cinema. I've only ever seen it on like a TV. So that would have been kind of fire to go experience.
Pretty lit.
I bet my uncle went to see it.
Probably. I wish I could have made it work. Rian Johnson has said he wants Knives Out in as many theatres as possible. This is despite the Netflix CEO claiming he thinks cinemas are old news in recent interviews. This is all according to Business Insider. The Knives Out films are great. I love them. I'll never stop being a lover of them. This argument has never been so public and so large, though, with the creator of the films going, these films deserve to be in theatrical releases, Daniel Craig, who is a consummate professional, being caught in public telling the CEO of Netflix to go fuck himself because of their decision to not give it a cinematic release. And while this drama's kicking off, you've got the CEO just going, yeah, cinemas are dumb. And let me just say, a CEO has never been in more personal danger with me than when the Netflix CEO claims that cinemas are pointless.
Someone let Luigi know we have another name for this list.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Honestly, I don't know how he's still fucking CEO of Netflix.
Like, I've never been so angry of a particular company having the rights to a franchise before. Because Netflix have enough money that they can defend from any other company trying to like buy the rights to it.
Yeah.
It screams of after this one, Knives Out will never get another film because Rian Johnson doesn't want to have to deal with Netflix anymore.
Probably, unfortunately.
Or if it does get another one, it won't be with Rian Johnson, which will mean, is it going to be any good? Post the launch of Thunderbolts, we got a couple of photos of the cast of Avengers Doomsday hanging out after days of filming. A couple of them going to like some really cool looking theatre that's built on like the campus they're living in to watch Thunderbolts. I have never been so jealous of a bunch of people at work before. It looks like, you know, like you do like them like school trips in like half term, whatever, when you're a kid, and you go and you do like a bunch of like excursions.
Weekend or whatever.
Yeah. It's giving that kind of vibe. Like, I would never ever want to do something like that with the people I work with. But I feel like that one is the exception. It's like, what, you want me to play dress up and be superheroes during the day, and then we can all just chill and watch films at night? Like, fuck yeah.
If you pay me that much money, I'd do it with all my employees, all my colleagues.
Just the idea that they were like, they'd done filming, they're like, right, cut now, everybody into the theatre, we've got Thunderbolts to watch because it's just come out, and this is all part of your job now because you've got to be up to date on what's going on.
Could you also imagine not only sitting there with the people who've just worked really hard on that film and it also being a great film, but can you imagine the discussion afterwards when we leave the cinema and discuss a film? We're like, oh, that one shot was so sick. These guys are all like, they love film, they work hard on film. That must have been some like real diagnosis of a film, the likes of which has never happened to a Marvel film. They probably discussed
more so how everyone's performances were and stuff, and
yeah, like Lewis Pullman, who's there working with RDJ for the first time, he sits down to watch that and he's like, you cooked, by the way. Phenomenal. But apparently Lewis Pullman hasn't even read the full Doomsday script yet.
Oh.
So it's fucking ridiculous.
Jeez.
The whiplash actors must get when they're doing their first Marvel film and they get given 1 page a day for what they're filming that day must be insane. And half it's redacted. They only see their one line and they don't know when they're supposed to say it.
They just got to chip in whenever they fancy.
Yeah. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Ryan Reynolds is writing a Deadpool X-Men team-up film where Deadpool would be a supporting character alongside 3 or 4 X-Men characters. He's not given this like brief over to anyone at Marvel. He's not shown it off or presented it yet, but apparently he's working on this. He said he doesn't want to do any more Deadpool films, but he wants to be Deadpool in a side character role. So maybe this is him trying to pave the way for that.
Probably. He's probably already texted Kevin and said, I'm writing an X-Men script. And Kevin's like, all right, go for it.
And it's also very Ryan Reynolds to make this news leak to the press.
Oh, yeah.
To get a bit of weight on his side before he does anything. Of course not. Now, this is a big one that we're going to probably talk about a few more times. It needs to be mentioned, but I fucking hate it. Donald Trump is reportedly considering tariffs on films produced outside of America and then imported in. Although no decision has been made yet, the White House was very quick to stress, and it's unclear how this would even work. There is concern in Hollywood due to Marvel and DCU committing to filming a lot of their upcoming films outside the US and in the UK. I mean, currently you've got Doomsday being filmed here, Superman was filmed here, Supergirl is currently being filmed here.
A lot of Star Wars stuff's filmed over here as well.
Yeah, it's a big concern. I don't know how it physically works, because how do you put an import tariff on a film? I don't know how that would work.
Well, yeah, it's like also...
What I will say is, he came out with his statement. The White House, like an hour later, was like, nothing's been decided yet, which is very weird for them. And everyone was instantly joking that Tom Cruise made one phone call and had Donald Trump shitting his pants. I love the idea of Tom Cruise getting wind of this, jumping in a helicopter by himself and flying it because he's that fucking dude, walking into the Oval Office like, the fuck do you mean you're going to put a tariff on my film? I love the idea of...
How does that work? Oh, you can't film on location anymore. You're just going to do it all on a green screen in New York.
Yeah, everything.
Well, every action film here on is now set in New York because that's the only place we can film.
Like, forgetting even like the idea of a film fully filmed outside the US. Yeah, what happens to filming on location?
What happens to like stock footage that they buy of like some mountains in the Himalayas or something? Like,
I know this is film and not TV, but no Game of Thrones for America anymore. Bye.
This is
mental.
And did you see he tried to claim in his statement that it was a matter of national security?
The geezer's a melt.
I've like, don't get me wrong, as anyone who's listened to more than an episode of this podcast will know, our politics don't exactly align with Donald Trump's.
No.
But I don't even conceptually understand what he thinks this will accomplish. I don't agree with anything he does, but sometime I can see at least what he thinks this will make happen. I don't even know what he thinks this will do. This is absolutely a knee-jerk reaction to China going, we just won't play your films anymore. Yeah. And him just pissing his pants and going, well, we won't even play our films unless they're made here. It's like, what do you mean?
It's like deja vu with the Switch 2.
Yeah, literally. I have no idea. I don't think it will end up happening because I don't even know how you tariff a film.
No chance.
Like, what? Like, does it work out per second? Does it work out how? Like, I don't even know how that would conceptually be possible, but it's something he's talking about. And then finally, first and foremost, I don't fucking know. My brain's mush. The Golden Globes plans to introduce a Best Podcast Award into their ceremony, and we will gladly accept.
I'll get the ducks ready, boys. I'll get the ducks ready.
Imagine? Be kind of cool. Little Golden Globe.
Respectfully, if we win...
We're holding out for the Oscar.
Respectfully, if we win, many people have been
cucked.
Yeah, just like...
Yeah, it would not be fun watching the Who on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
The real problem would be fucking Josh tweeting kinda funny got robbed.
Just be constantly quoting kind of funny.
There's like huge. Everyone obviously you'd get all the fucking Joe Rogan fanboys going, snorting some sniffing salts, and then being like, "Why has he not won?"
I've got to be honest. I don't think podcasts should be involved in the Golden Globes and Emmys and stuff. I think they have their own award shows as it is.
I think
there should be more effort put on growing that, rather than the Golden Globes going, we're going to take over the podcast awards as well.
I think podcasts are so diverse that just saying podcast of the year is impossible.
Mm-hmm. I think the difficult, like, I can understand that this is probably what they're going to use it for. They're going to use it for those podcasts which, like Colin and Samir, or like...
It'll just be Joe Rogan. It will. That's the only mainstream podcast that everyone's heard of.
It's going to be those ones where they get on like highly like celebrity business people and stuff, and like that sort of style of podcast. It's not going to be oh, what's the drama in this industry, or what's this that. Like
the Oscars started giving out an award for like best stream of the year, and the nominations are like Kai Cenat's 24-Hour Elden. You're just like, the fuck are you talking about best stream of the year? Like, you have no place doing that. The Golden Globes getting involved in the podcast space is fucking weird.
Hot Tub Stream on the 1st.
Do you know what I mean?
Do
you know what I mean? It'd be weird as fuck, and it's just like them awards matter, but they already have their place for it. Like Cutie Cinderella does her streamer awards, which is perfect. You already have a multitude of different podcast focused awards where they give out like best comedy podcast, best news podcast, shit like that. And I think instead of the Golden Globe trying to shoehorn in on that, they should like elevate or work with one of them to be like, as the Golden Globes, we recognize this award ceremony for podcasts as like one that we think is good, instead of just going, we're going to decide what the best podcast is. Seems crazy to me.
Agree.
Everyone's just dumbfounded.
I concur, yeah.
Oh, if they want to give me a Golden Globe, I'll take it, but that's just because I like shiny things.
You have to make some space on your shelf, man.
Yeah, man. Crash would have to go.
Who says Con gets it at his place?
I'll change the passwords and you won't know how to get back in, mate.
Good luck having another episode go up there.
No more edits.
How did your podcast end? Well, we won an imaginary Golden Globe and we couldn't decide who gets it. And it all just went wrong from there.
We'll just go on what's that YouTube channel where he cuts everything in half?
I don't know. That is such a boomer YouTube channel.
No, because I remember seeing on recommended, it was like, I cut a diamond play button in half.
I know the one you're on about. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, see, just
like the inside of a golf ball.